Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Sean's podcast, episode 236. Coming to you streaming on the iMovie app. On this episode, we'll be talking about environmental injustice. First, you might be asking, what is environmental injustice? Environmental justice first started as a social movement in the 1980s. The goal of this movement was to seek fair distribution of environmental benefits to all people and fair treatment, regardless of the race, color, or income of that person. The movement was started primarily by people of color. Professor Robert Ballard of TCU wrote, "Whether by conscious design or institutional neglect, communities of color in urban ghettos, in rural poverty pockets, or on Native American reservations face some of the worst environmental devastation in the nation." I really like the statement made by the professor because it really just shows what environmental injustice is as a whole. Okay, now we will talk about an example of environmental injustice. So this example is known as the front line of environmental injustice. It's called Cancer Alley. This is the picture shown. Cancer Alley is a 85-mile stretch of land along the Mississippi River between New Orleans and Baton Rouge. This stretch of land is lined up with oil refineries and petrochemical plants that are very harmful. It's known as Cancer Alley because residents of the area are 50 times more likely to develop cancer than the average American. The majority of the people in this area are predominantly black. This started in 1987 when many residents of a street in St. Gabriel, Louisiana noticed a large number of people developing cancer within the community. Cancer Alley is also considered a sacrifice zone. A sacrifice zone it's defined as a geographical area that has been contaminated by dangerous chemical pollution on purpose. Basically, it's an area that people know that the area is going to be contaminated with harmful pollution from these refineries, and they just know that when they put them there, the area is going to be a lot unsafe for the surrounding communities. Today, the term has been shortened to any location facing disproportionate exposure to dangerous pollutants, especially in low-income and BIPOC communities. These dangerous contaminants that are released from the oil plants and the petrochemical plants are having negative effects on the area, many including cancer, hormone system problems, nervous system problems, reproductive system problems, and the increased risk of miscarriages and birth defects. Okay, now we will talk about redlining and its impact on the area. Redlining is a name given to the discriminatory practice involving the denial of most common services such as banking and insurance, food, water, clean water, and housing to residents in a specific area. It got its name, redlining, from marking low-income areas red on a geographical map. And as you can see here, this redlining map of New Orleans shows us that all the areas along the Mississippi is red, meaning that these communities lack the common services other areas have on the map, such as the yellow, green, blue areas, the more wealthy areas. Along with redlining, the decision to put all these oil refineries and plants in these low-income areas it's a clear example of environmental injustice, environmental racism, and systematic racism. That's all I have for today. Episode 237 will be live next week, same time. Thank you.